I welcome you warmly to our channel.
All right, let's dive into a really powerful and honestly kind of haunting ballad called The Sick Healer and the Fearful Patient. It's a story that gets right into the dark relationship between being vulnerable and being exploited, a dynamic that feels like it could be from 1,000 years ago or from yesterday. Right out of the gate, the poem just does not pull any punches. It opens with this incredibly stark line. And right away, you get it. This is a world where suffering isn't just something you feel, it's a marketplace. And in this market, what they're really selling is a lie wrapped in hope. And this is where things get really interesting. See, it sets up what you think is a simple story, a predator and their prey, but then it asks us to lean in a little closer. It drops a question that's going to be the central mystery we unravel today. What if the person selling the cure is just as sick as the one trying to buy it? So to really understand this whole dynamic, the poem shows us two completely different ways of being in the world. You've got the path of knowledge, and then you have the path of fear. Okay, so what's so powerful here is just how clear the contrast is. On one side, you have knowledge. It's a world of empathy, of learning, of connection. It's about understanding suffering because you've actually walked beside the wounded souls. But then there's the other path, the path of fear. And that's a world of total isolation, of darkness and superstition, where these blind demon kings are in charge. And that is the world where our story takes place. So who exactly is walking down this path of fear? Well, the poem really zooms in on the mindset of the vulnerable, the people it calls the patients. This line is it's absolutely crucial. This isn't about someone's intelligence, It's about a total lack of self-worth. The poem is describing people who've just been worn down, who feel completely powerless and lost. Their whole inner world is built on this deep insecurity, and that makes them desperate for anyone or anything that seems strong. And this just lays out the tragic spiral so perfectly. It starts with that feeling of being small, right? And that leads to this slow slide into darkness and confusion. By the end of it, they're so lost they clutch at ghosts with shaking hand. They'll grab onto anything that promises them some relief, even if it's just an illusion. And it's in this exact moment of desperation that a new character steps onto the scene. And here he is, the healer. But the poem makes one thing crystal clear. This person is not a source of light. Oh no. Instead, their power comes directly from the darkness and the terror that's already eating up the patient. Their throne is literally built on a foundation of fear. So how do they do it? What's the playbook? Well, here it is. It's all about creating the illusion of power. They use these empty rituals, spells the winds alone can hear. And they use social manipulation, whispering lies to part dear friends. The key thing to get here is that their authority isn't real. It's borrowed might. It's just a performance, a show put on to control those trembling hearts of fear. Let's dig into that performance a little more. The poem describes the healer's methods not like medicine, but like a carefully staged play, a piece of theater. I mean, just look at these details. Roaring drums, thick smoke, people swaying like they're puppets. This has nothing to do with healing. It's about overwhelming your senses. It's a spectacle, designed from the ground up to shut down critical thinking and create this atmosphere of total awe and mystery. Even the drum beats aren't random. They are forged by sly design, specifically to manipulate how everyone in the room feels. And then the poem just hits you with the true cost of all this theater. The smoke, the fire, it's not just for show. What's actually burning up in that shrine is the patient's money, their resources, their entire livelihood. They show up looking for a cure, and they walk away with absolutely nothing. So, up to this point, the story seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? You've got a calculating con artist and a desperate victim. But the final section just completely shatters that simple story and gives us the poem's deepest, most profound insight. This is the moment the whole story pivots. The poem turns its focus on the healer, the so-called exorcist, and reveals that he is every bit as broken as his patients. His mind is trembling, it's undone. The master of fear is himself terrified. And this just puts it all together so clearly. Look at the parallels. The patient has a trembling heart. The healer has a trembling mind. The patient is fed by terrors. The healer owns nothing but a tortured mind. They're not a predator in their prey. They're two sides of the very same coin, linked together by what the poem calls one unseen, aching chain. And realizing this leads us straight to the poem's final, devastating conclusion. It stops telling a story and instead turns and speaks directly to the audience, to all of us. And that's the question we're left with. In this endless cycle where the fearful look for help from the terrified, where the broken prey on the broken, who is actually the one who needs healing? It suggests that the greatest deception of all isn't the fake cure. It's the illusion that the healer and the patient were ever two different people to begin with.
Thank you very much for watching.